All rise. Now, this is case number 290 on the calendar in the matter of Marr versus Palmucci.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Marr, Miss Palmucci is the girlfriend of your ex-husband.
Yes.
Ex-husband?
Yep. Yes.
Better. According to your complaint, you and your ex-husband got together and decided to purchase a used car for your daughter.
Yes, Ashley.
And each of you was going to contribute $400 to the car.
Yes.
According to you, you gave your husband $400 to buy this car. The car somehow was registered in the name of Miss Palmucci.
Yes.
Your daughter drove the car for a period of time, and then, for whatever reason, Miss Palmucci took the car back.
Yes.
You want your $400 back.
Correct.
Miss Palmucci said it was always her car. Step up, sir. What's your last name?
Marr?
How long have you and your former wife been divorced?
About 4 or 5 years now.
And how long have you and Miss Palmucci been together?
About 7 years.
So I assume you and your wife were separated for a long time before you divorced.
Yes.
How old was your daughter when you left the house?
Like 13, 12, 13, like that.
How old?
10.
10?
They're not always good with dates. Whose idea was it to get this used car for your daughter?
It was my idea.
Where did you find the car?
My niece had it. She was selling the car.
Did your wife, former wife, give you $400 towards the car? Look at me.
It was my understanding that check that she gave me was for the work I did for her at her house a week prior to that. And I gave $200.
How much was the car?
The car altogether was $700.
Did you have a conversation with your former wife with regard to her contributing to the car?
The only conversation that we had was with my daughter and myself and Mary about the car. There was no verbal conversation about the car between me and my ex-wife.
Did you have a conversation with your father about the car?
Yes.
Step up. Tell me your first name.
Ashley.
Ashley, tell me about when you had this conversation with your father about the car.
Well, I was at work and he called and asked me if I wanted to discuss with my mother about getting the car from my cousin.
Well, what specifically did he say?
He said, "Do you think your mother would go half in buying a car for you?" I said, "Yeah, she would." So I went home and talked to my mother about it, and she said, "Yeah, that's a good idea."
Did your father tell you how much the car was?
Yes.
How much did he say it was?
$700.
And did you tell your mother how much it was?
Yes.
Who did you give the money to?
My ex-husband.
When?
I gave it to him on July 28th.
Did you give it to him in check or cash?
Check.
How much did you give him?
$400.
Why did you give him $400?
Because I was told that the car was $800, and later on, after I had paid it, my daughter had said it was only $700.
Did you originally tell your mother it was $800?
I think I might have.
What date did you get the car?
July 31st.
July 30th.
And when was the car taken back from you?
It's August 21st.
Mr. Marr, you did have a discussion with your daughter about her mother going half for the car, unless you're calling your daughter a liar. Are you calling your daughter a liar?
Me and Ashley discussed it. We didn't discuss anything with my ex-wife.
Are you telling me that you didn't say to your daughter you think your mom would go half with me on a used car for you?
No, it didn't take place, that conversation.
Really?
Yep.
Tell me the work that you did for your ex-wife that you thought she was paying you for.
I put a liner in the pool and a skimmer also.
Did you arrive at a price with her?
No, it wasn't. We didn't compromise the price.
Well, how much did you spend for the liner?
I didn't spend for anything. She bought the liner and I put it in. I installed it and the skimmer.
How long did it take you?
Half a day, about 4 or 5 hours.
So what you're telling me, Mr. Marr, is you want me to believe, sir, that you thought that this $400 was your labor in putting in the half a day?
Yeah, that I paid my brother-in-law with the other $200. Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though you had not come up with an amount with your wife for what the job was going to be?
No, since she doesn't make that much money, I was just happy with whatever she gave me, that's all.
Mr. Marr, you're full of baloney, sir. Absolutely, positively, 100% full of baloney. If something doesn't make sense in this world, Mr. Marr, it's not true. If something makes sense, it's usually true. What makes sense is you having a discussion with your daughter and saying you think your mom would go half with me on a car for you, and giving her an inflated amount of $800 because that would have covered the tags and the registration and whatever it was to get it on the road. And she going to her mother and saying, "Would you do that?" And her mother said, "Sure." And her mother hands you a check for $400. You don't even ask what it's for. You ask, don't know. It's for the swimming pool. It's for the liner. It's for the work. It's for the, I don't know what this is for. Thank you very much for the check. Then you register the car in your girlfriend's name. What happens to her $400 when you take back the car?
I didn't register the car.
She registered the car.
Because I wrote out the check for the $700, which I have, and I paid for everything else, including the insurance. He can't register.
Then you got it, Miss Palmucci. He scammed you out of $400.
Who scammed me out of $400?
He did.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Because he got paid $400. So if you wrote out the entire check of $700 plus putting tags and registration on the car, then your boyfriend scammed you out of $400 because he got half of it from his ex-wife, which was supposed to pay
Either
for
way,
the car.
the money comes out of a joint checking account, which him and I have. So he didn't scam me out of anything. So that's also where the check is deposited.
Yeah.
Into the account that we both have.
Let me see everything, please. I want to see all the paperwork, please. Going to resolve this right away.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
These two people decided to buy her a car. He's afraid to tell you that.
The conversation
Listen, I'm
between
speaking.
him-
Try not to speak over me. You will not be successful.
And later today,
Things need to be paid. She offers to pay for those things. I wasn't going to say no.
Why not?
Somebody offers me money. Who am I to say no?
A creep.
Pamela Marr claims her ex-husband's girlfriend, Mary Palmucci, illegally titled a Chevy Cavalier in her name. Pamela says the car was supposed to be a gift to her daughter, Ashley.
Why is the certificate of title all mangled?
Because she attempted to take it from my house and tore it in doing that.
Where's the car now?
In my driveway.
Who drives it?
Nobody right now.
Why not?
It's not registered and insured.
Does it still drive?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
still
there's
drives.
nothing wrong with it.
Oh, good. You want to give him $350 for this car?
Sure. Yes.
Good, because that's all they paid for. They said they paid
In addition to the
$700.
insurance, the registration, the title, the amount that I had to have it towed in order to get the vehicle back.
Shouldn't have done that because
Well,
you didn't get
the
the
only
whole
other
story.
choice that I was given by the police department
Listen
was
to
that I
me.
should file
You
a
didn't get
complaint
the
of
whole
theft.
story, madam. The whole story was these two people have a child together. They decided to buy her a car. He's afraid to tell you that.
The conversation
Listen, I'm
between
speaking.
him-
Try not to speak over me. You will not be successful. You got yourself in the middle of it, and you shouldn't have. But she's going to give you $350. You get the other $400 from him because that's what she paid him for the car, and you're going to sign over the title to her right now.
I can't sign the title until after the other case goes to court.
What other case?
There's another case that's going to court on the 14th of November.
For what?
Her claim against him for assault.
Her claim against him for
Yes,
assault.
here's the paperwork. You want to
Yeah,
see that
can I
too?
see it, please? This has nothing to do with the title to the car.
It does. It's in there. It says that she went there and that she attempted to get the title to the car.
That's,
It's in
I
one of
got
the
you.
papers there.
I got you. We'll give you a copy of this tape. You take it, you show it, and you indicate to the judge who hears that case, if a judge is going to hear that case, that you were directed to, and you have agreed and acknowledged to follow my direction. You're going to sign this over to her, and she's going to give you $350. Bird, have her sign it right now. You created a whole lot of trouble, Mr. Marr, by not being honest with the women in your life. Sign it.
Tell her sign here.
You have now purchased the car yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
She gets $350. Now she's whole because she's going to take his $400 because they have a joint bank account. You got it?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's ruined a good relationship he had with his 3 daughters. He has no relationship with them now. It's just really, really sad that he would do this to his own daughters.
She'd rather go the avenue of making up lies and causing a problem between people. That's the results that she gets.
It's his fault. He ruined everything with me and my sisters, and there's going to be nothing more.
They want to continue to cause friction. That's their loss.
There's going to be no friction.
He's been causing friction for years.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Price versus Emerson. Step forward.
Peggy Price is suing her ex-boyfriend, Corey Emerson, for loans to pay rent, fix his bike, and travel to his brother's wedding. Corey says the money she gave him was never a loan.
Miss Price, Mr. Emerson was your boyfriend for a brief period of time, and according to your complaint, you made a series of loans to him. You want your money back because he broke off the relationship. He says that he did break off the relationship. Any money that you gave him during the relationship were gifts because you cared for him. He needed the money. That's what people do who care for each other. They help each other out. And the only time it became a loan was when he broke up with you. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, Mr. Emerson?
30 years old.
Ever been married?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
Just once.
When and for how long?
I was married when I was 20 for 9 years.
You have children?
2.
How old are your children?
9 and 10.
Do you see them?
Almost every day.
So you're a good father.
I try to be, ma'am.
kind of work do you do, Mr. Emerson?
I work for the railroad.
And how long have you worked for the railroad?
6.5 years.
Pay child support?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Miss Price? How old are you?
32.
Ever been married?
Yes.
When and for how long?
2000 until 2005.
Have any children?
2.
How old are they?
5 and 13.
Do you work?
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm self-employed hairstylist.
Children see their father?
Yes.
Do you pay child support?
He's disabled, so they get Social Security.
And your former wife, sir, what does she do?
She has an in-home daycare.
So it would be a fair statement, Mr. Emerson, to say that both of these families are sort of struggling to make ends meet financially. That be a fair statement?
I wouldn't say that I'm struggling, nor would I say she's struggling at all.
Really?
That's correct.
You think there's plenty of money to go around?
I do.
Then why would you take money from her, Mr. Emerson?
I didn't take any money.
No, listen to me, sir.
Oh.
You did take money from her. Whether it's a gift or a loan, you did take money from her, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, if these two families are in pretty much similar circumstance, why would you take money from her?
Things come up, things need to be paid. She offers to pay for those things. I wasn't going to say no.
Why not? Is my question. Why not? Would not a person with a certain moral compass say, listen, you're a working gal, you got 2 little children, I'm a working guy, I got 2 little children.
Somebody offers me money, who am I to say no?
A creep. That's who you are. Because whether I determine this was a gift or a loan, you're a creep. You're not talking about somebody who's got plenty of extra cash and says to somebody that she cares about, listen, I got a lot of extra cash. You need something, I'll help you with it. You were pretty well aware of the fact, if you were dating for a while, that she's a hard-working gal who comes home from work, takes care of her kids, does the cooking, whatever, does everything that has to be done. And you, on the other hand, who see your children every day, which is really very nice, probably have much less responsibility with regard to doing their laundry, with regard to taking them to their appointments, with regard to doing the general stuff, what I call the grunt work, because your children do live with their mother, don't they?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're going to decide whether you are a creep that took the money because it was a loan or a creep that took the money because it was a gift. Either way, I don't approve of your behavior. Now, when did you start dating Mr. Emerson?
The second week of May, 2006.
Tell me when and under what circumstances he asked you for the first amount of money.
He wrecked his bike, the fork broke. He said that he didn't have the money to pay for it. Sent me a text message, can you do me a huge favor? That's how all of them start.
Could you do me a huge favor?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What did it say?
I need money to pay for the fork for my bike.
Okay.
So I said under the condition that he make payments, whatever, eventually it's got to be paid back.
When did you tell him eventually he has to be paid back?
I didn't set a date. I just said, whenever you can pay me back.
Okay, so and how much was that for?
This check was for $409.81.
Okay, next.
Then he was having problems. He didn't have enough money to pay his rent. So
how did you find out about that?
He sent me a text message again asking him to help him pay his rent. And I said, how much is it? And he said it was $640 with late fees. I said, how much do you have? He said he had like $400 in the bank. And I said, I can help you out, but once again, it's, we're adding this on. So I wrote a check for $640, but he gave me $403 of it.
Go ahead.
Then he had to get home. His brother's wedding was like a month before.
He had to go to a wedding?
To Montana. And, we talked about it, and I'm like, I can help you out if you want me to, whatever, I can help you out.
I don't want whatever. You're in court now, Miss Price. You have to be specific about what you said to him and what he said to you, and I want you to trust me on this. I know what you're making up, and I know what you're not making up.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
So a month later, he had a wedding?
Yes.
Where were you when he asked you for the money for the trip?
We were at a bar.
And what did he say to you?
He just said that he didn't have the money to get there. Could I help him out?
And what did you say?
I said, I can do what I can, but...
And how much was that?
The plane ticket was $346.60, and the Greyhound bus that I put him on, because I waited till the last minute to get the plane ticket, and it was going to be $900. So I wasn't going to do that. I didn't have the money to do that, and he knew that. So I sent him on a Greyhound, and that was $159.
Okay, and that's it?
Yes.
And what date was that?
He left on the 1st of August and returned on the 8th.
And when did you and Mr. Emerson stop seeing each other?
He came in on the 11th, which was a Friday, at about noon.
To your salon?
My work, yes. I proceeded to give him and his son a haircut at no charge, thinking everything was okay, because we'd had no problems up till then. And I got a text message 6 hours later from him saying that we needed a break, and, this wasn't working, it was moving too fast, and So we went back and forth through text messages, and I said, you know, I have the right to know why you're feeling this way. I've done everything in the relationship I've given.
And he said?
He said, since you're giving me an ultimatum, it's over.
Okay, now, Mr. Emerson, it's your turn. June. June!
June, the mountain bike. I wrecked my mountain bike. It was going to cost about $400 to fix it. I had talked with Peggy about the price, and she offered to pay for it.
What would you talk to her about the price for?
Well, we're in a relationship. We talked about, I talked about wrecking my mountain bike and, what it was going to be to fix it. And
why would you tell her that? Why don't you tell your ex-wife that?
Actually, I did tell my ex-wife that.
Did she give you any money?
No.
You have living parents?
Yes.
Yeah, well, your mother loves you for a longer time than the plaintiff did. Why don't you call your mother and say, I broke my spoke?
I didn't need to. The plaintiff had already offered to pay for it.
She wouldn't need to have offered to have paid for it, Mr. Emerson, if you didn't have a problem. And you wouldn't have had a problem if you called your mother or your father or your brother or your sister and said, could you loan me some money? Then you wouldn't have even had to mention it to her.
It wasn't a loan. She just offered to pay for it, ma'am.
Well, what about Mr. Emerson? You need not do that. I only know you 8 weeks. And I wouldn't think of taking any money from you because I have a mother who gave birth to me. I have an ex-wife who I support along with my 2 children. I have a brother, sister, father, who I've known a long time. I wouldn't think of taking money from you. How about that?
Didn't even cross my mind.
Nah, that's because you're a creep. Mr. Emerson, you want to tell me what cathartic event happened between the 1st of August when you went home to your brother's wedding and the 11th of August when you had your hair cut and your son's hair cut for free at Miss Price's salon that caused you to send her a text message that said, we need a break?
It had been leading up to that.
I want you to tell me the cathartic event between August 1st, when you left on a plane ticket that she purchased for you, and when you came back on a Greyhound bus ticket that she had purchased for you that caused you to say, we need a break.
Okay, it was
Follow my train of thought, sir.
It was big deal was the plane ticket. She tells you she's going to do something and she'll play along with the story. I'm going to do this. I've got it taken care of. Don't worry. I'll do it.
Just a second. Just a second. Let's get rid of the gobbledygook, sir. What you're complaining about is
the fact that she does not follow through.
Listen, what you're saying is she sent you home by bus instead of plane. Is that what you're telling me?
That was one of the problems, yes.
Oh, very good. Major creep. Major creep. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,154. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm disappointed.
That's case number 328 on the calendar, the matter of Michael versus Bush.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Mr. Michael, the defendant is a friend of yours.
Correct.
This is the friend.
His name is Peter All.
And you know Peter because you have custody of his 4 children.
Correct.
You have custody of his 4 children because he and the mother of those children are incapacitated.
They got in trouble in previous times and...
With drugs.
I'm not sure what legal matters, but yes.
Trust me.
Okay.
In any event, how long have you had custody of the children?
I'm starting my 5th year now.
As a foster parent?
Actually, as a guardian. I don't get, court benefits.
So you support them?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a paramedic firefighter.
How did you come to take the children?
I actually knew their mom. She lived in the neighborhood, and basically we knew each other that way. And when she got in trouble, I basically said that I would take care of them until she got out of the trouble she got into.
And how often does their father see them?
He doesn't see them as often as I'd like him to, but he does spend some time with them. And
does he give you any money for their support?
Well, he's done things like he's bought shoes for them and things like that. And
money for their support.
Yeah, there's been a couple occasions. He'll give you $50, $60 different times.
And their mother?
She's in Florida and I haven't seen her for a few years.
Well, Mr. Michael, it's interesting to know that there are still people around like you.
Thank you.
Anyway, Peter over here came to you and said to you that his girlfriend had a check that needed to be cashed. It was a certified check, according to you. And so, because you're a good soul, you said, well, if she's willing to wait, I'll put the money in my bank because I don't have that much money. It was $6,000. I'll put the money in my account. When the check clears, I'll give her the money. But then somebody cried to you that they really needed the money. Who was that?
Well, when they first came to me, they basically said that it was they didn't say girlfriend, boyfriend. They said that they were doing web designs together, business partners. And they basically said that they were short some cash right then. And so I said, well, I'd give them $2,500 up front.
So you gave them the $2,500, and then later you gave them $3,500.
After the check cleared my bank, and my bank called me and said the check had cleared, I withdrew the rest of the amount and proceeded in giving the rest of the amount to them.
Who did you give it to?
I had to give it to PD All because at the time I didn't have Telena's address, didn't have a number or anything, and at the bank she was the one that stated to give it to him and that she would get it.
No, I never said that.
Listen to me.
Sorry.
Don't interrupt.
I'm sorry.
Good. When did the bank advise you that the check was bad?
It was the 31st of May.
Can I see the statement, please?
Yeah. There's the original check, and there's the notification from the bank.
Where did you get this check from, Miss Bush?
I got an email from someone that wanted me to build them a catering website, and he said he would send me the check. He wanted a 12-page website, and when I got the check, I did not have a banking account, so I asked...
How old are you?
32.
You're 32 years old, and you don't have a bank account?
I had just moved from North Carolina to Kentucky.
When?
Maybe 2 months before I got the check.
Yes.
And I didn't have
Who
a
are you
banking
living
account.
with?
I live by myself. Well, he stays with me.
That would be me, her brother.
You live in an apartment or a house?
House.
Do you rent it?
I'm owning it. I'm buying it.
Were you renting it?
No.
Well, whose house is it? How do you pay the rent?
It's in his
It
name.
would be my name. All of it.
So you didn't have a bank account?
No.
Why didn't you go to your brother and say to your brother, who is a homeowner, who clearly has a bank account, why don't you cash this check for me?
It's a rent-to-own type deal. He doesn't have a banking account either.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that somebody who pays for a house, and he's clearly somebody who's been around the block a few times, doesn't have a bank account, a
didn't.
credit card. You have a wallet with you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Take out your wallet. Put it over there. Open up his wallet. Is there a credit card in there?
They're all mine.
Is there a credit card in there? Is my
Yes.
question. Take them all out.
Okay. I had a bank account at one
Just
time.
a second. Just take them out. All the credit cards.
They're all not good.
How many credit cards are there?
2,
Bert, can I see the credit cards,
3,
please?
4.
I'll take them all.
The credit cards.
Bert, would you look in the wallet and make sure there are no other credit cards there, please? Thank you.
The one with my...
Shh, quiet. Is your name Jason?
Yeah.
Yes, would be the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have one credit card that's yours, and I have 3 credit cards that are your sister's. That would be you,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, and one is a debit card.
But the one...
Just a second, one is a debit card. Now, I don't use this kind of stuff, but wouldn't a debit card presuppose that you have a checking account that goes with it, Bird?
That's a general
That's the general idea. You don't take this money out of, a chicken coop. You
The
take it out of a
only
bank, right?
The only reason why I have that credit card in there is because I lost my ID and it's got my picture on it, and it was an old banking account that I closed in North Carolina.
So why don't you rip it up?
Because I have to have it for my picture to come out here.
Oh,
to
let's
fly.
go. U.S. Airways, Dividend Miles Platinum, and Liberty Union. What's Liberty Union?
It's a prepaid credit card. All them credit cards are prepaid.
Okay,
And the-
so a prepaid credit card doesn't mean you have to pay the bill?
No, it means you put money on it to have the money on your card. They don't give you credit. You just put the money on it.
And what about wired plastic?
That's a prepaid. You have to put money on it. It's just a way, so if you want to buy an airplane ticket or rent a hotel, you can do it. It's prepaid. You don't have to have credit. You just...
And how do you pay for the...
You put it on Western Union, and then the money's there for you to use it to do things like that
You
with it.
send them the cash into them to Western Union?
Yes, ma'am. It's prepaid.
Never heard of anything like this in my life. You have a bank account?
No, ma'am.
What's the name of the company you worked for who sent you this check?
Extreme Web Design is the name of the company that I own. I'm the only person that works there.
I didn't ask you that. I said, what is the name of the company who wrote you this check?
Carlton's Catering Service.
Where are they located?
They're in UK is where it came from.
But he said he was opening up a business in Cancun, Mexico, and requested for me to build him a website, 12 pages. And then after I had gotten the money, actually...
Listen to me very carefully, sir. They're all a bunch of scammers. Him and her and the brother. You got scammed out of $6,000. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Her excuse is he ran off for $3,500. I don't believe it. They scammed you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How much money do you give Mr. Michael for your 4 children every week?
I'll give it to him every week.
Outrageous, sir. You are an outrage.
And later today,
she called me and said, I need to get my act together. I want to come back. I'm going to join AA. And I said, okay, we can make this work.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daniel Michael claims former friend Talena Bush had him cash a counterfeit check for $6,000.
If he deserted his 4 children and is not parenting his 4 children, doing the most dishonest thing that a person could do, make children and then desert them, why do you think he would be honest with you?
You know, he's just really been trying, and like I said, he comes around.
He's been trying? I can look at him and tell how hard he's been trying. Where do you work?
I work for Cox Drywall.
Stand up.
I work every day.
Good. How much? That's great. How much money do you earn?
$14 an hour.
How much money do you take home a week?
After taxes, probably over $400.
And who do you live with?
Oh,
it's not an answer.
My fiance and 2 children.
Who's the fiance?
Misty.
Who is she?
It's a friend.
Wasn't your girlfriend?
No, she wasn't my girlfriend.
So you live with Misty?
In business together.
You're in business with her?
I used to be her errands. Used to run errands for her is what I did.
Right. How much money do you give Mr. Michael for your 4 children every week?
I don't give it to him every week.
Why not?
Just don't.
Why?
I don't know.
Outrageous, sir. You are an outrage.
Yeah, I'm an outrage.
You're an outrage. Sit down. Give her back this check, please. Can't look at her anymore. Him either. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all, sir. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Keep your hard-earned money in the bank where you are going to need it for these children. Understand? Because you're not going to get any help from him.
Thank you.
That's all.
Parties are excused. I'm going to step out.
I didn't scam Dan.
I tried to lend them money in good faith and got taken for it.
I basically was scammed myself.
If she got scammed by a check or not, I honestly don't know.
Well, I didn't get the other $3,500. Dan gave that to Petey, and then he ran off with it.
I wish I did get $3,500. Buried, she lying.
It was a bad check. She didn't know about it, and she got took from him. He hustled her.
They're together. They're the scam artists.
I felt bad for Dan, yes.
I'm not going to cash people's checks anymore. You learn from your mistakes.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Howard versus Kozar. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Kendra Howard is suing former roommate Bridget Kozar for pocketing their rent money. Kendra claims Bridget is a thief.
Miss Howard, you and the defendant decided to lease an apartment together. And it is your claim that during the term that you actually lived together, it was your practice to give the defendant your half of the rent.
Yes.
The defendant acknowledges that that was the practice, that you gave her your half of the rent. You claim that she moved out, and when you checked with the landlord says that the landlord never got your half of the rent, that there was substantial amount still owing on the lease, and you want to know where your money went. Ms. Kozar says that she actually did pay the rent each and every month that you were there. You were late in paying your rent, which caused late fees to accrue on the rent. Late fees, according to you, which was $3,270. That's a lot of late fees. Anyway, so I assume we're going to be able to work this out with paperwork. When did you decide to live together?
It would have been October of 2005.
And when did you sign the lease?
I believe it was November 31st of 2005. We moved in December 1st.
There were only 30 days in November.
I'm sorry, 30th.
I just went through that in my head very quickly because I was practically positive I never heard of anybody being born on November 31st. Okay. Who moved into the house?
She did first for about, I think it was 2 or 3 days before I got everything over there.
Is it a house or an apartment?
It's an apartment.
How many bedrooms?
3.
And who lived there?
Myself and the defendant.
What was the rent?
It was $809 a month.
Okay. And when did you leave?
I left the 30th of July.
So you were there 8 months?
Yes.
Why did you leave?
The plaintiff had made it quite clear that she wanted me out of the apartment. She wanted me gone and the place for herself and her boyfriend. And she made the situation to live there quite impossible. And for my safety, I decided I needed to get out. I couldn't wait till the end of the lease.
This is the boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. You living in the apartment now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Together?
Yes, ma'am.
Same apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a statement from the landlord that the 1st of August, what the arrears were on the rent?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please.
I don't have the actual statement from the landlord. I have the amount of money that they told me was owed and everything.
That's not what I asked for.
Okay, I apologize.
I asked for a statement from the landlord.
From the landlord, okay, that I don't have.
Well, I don't accept what you have. What you have is merely your calculations. That's hearsay, Miss Howard.
Well, I also have a sworn affidavit. I have receipts from what I paid that day.
Sworn
and
affidavit
everything.
from whom?
From my father.
I have to see from the landlord what it is that he said were arrearages. Do you have that?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Oh, great. Can I see it, please?
You certainly may. It's written, handwritten on the bottom.
No, I'm not interested in what's handwritten on the bottom. I'm interested in this printed.
Well, it would be at the top of the page, ma'am.
Okay, so the balance due as of July 30th was $2,377.
Yes.
So I assume you have checks to the landlord.
They did not accept checks, only money orders, and I have a few of the money order stubs, yes.
Well, what about receipts?
They didn't give receipts.
They've given me a receipt every time I've gone in there to pay.
No, Miss Kozar.
I'm sorry, they did not give me a receipt when I went in.
Well, that's your problem. Miss Kozar, you have a problem. Your problem is your own statement acknowledges that the plaintiff paid you her share of the rent each month, albeit sometimes late. That's what you swear to in your answer. And you say that late fees accrued because she paid the rent late. But there are no late fees that would have accrued that would have brought the balance of what was owed to $2,377.20.
Part of what was paid, that had to be paid for her to be able to sign me off the lease to get me out of the apartment, which was what she wanted. And that was also August's rent.
How much was that?
$3,200.
$3,200 to get her off the lease?
No, that was how much was owed, and I didn't want to have a judgment against me, and that's why I paid it.
Well, is that also to get her off the lease?
No, I wasn't worried about getting her off the lease at that point.
How much did it cost you to get her off the lease?
Not a dime.
Nothing?
No.
Okay, who are you?
Alicia.
Alicia what?
Moreland.
Are you a landlord or work for the landlord?
No.
Who are you?
I am her best friend, and the reason why I know this is because every time that we went in there, I went with her, and at the bottom of the notice it says in order for
I don't take what's in the bottom of the notice.
Okay.
The bottom of the notice is hearsay.
Okay.
Sit.
May I present my side, ma'am?
Sure.
Okay. We moved in, and the first month went okay, but by February, she was having problems with her current boyfriend because they were drinking too much.
Listen,
and
get on with the rent.
We weren't even together.
She moved out in February, just up and moved out because she broke up with the boyfriend, couldn't handle it, needed to leave,
I'm
left
sorry.
for Illinois.
Don't speak.
And I paid my half of that month's rent, but that still left me up in the air for her half. That's when the late fees, that's when the late fees started accruing.
Okay.
Then she called me and said, I need to get my act together. I want to come back. I'm going to join AA. And I said, okay, we can make this work. You know, and so I drove her to AA meetings and helped her work.
Get on with the rent.
And then it was a little bit before she got a job, and her dad paid for her expenses. But in the meantime, she may have come up with rent, but the late fees were still accruing, and I was paying her half of the utilities and taking care of her animal. And from there on, it just snowballed. Now,
listen to me. I hear your side of the case, and your side of the case is pretty much what you said in the answer, which was I did an awful lot of stuff for her. Bottom line is you were responsible for ensuring that the rent was paid. And I have heard nothing that either she or her father didn't see to it that her half of the rent was paid. And yet there is a deficiency of $2,300.
That whole $2,300 was not back fees. That also included the August's rent that she had to pay to stay in there.
You weren't there in August.
No, I was moved out by then. But they wanted August's rent, and that was part of the $2,300 she had to pay.
Is that correct? No, it wasn't. That's what brought it to $3,200.
Just a second. Was that part of August's rent?
No, not at all.
$3,200? Okay. This says, as of July 30th, what was owed was $2,377.20. And Ms. Kozar, unless you can establish to my satisfaction that you paid this money to the landlord, this is your debt. It was your responsibility to pay the landlord. Now, you pay the landlord by money order, and if you pay the landlord by money order, you get a rent receipt. And if you didn't get a rent receipt, then you had ample opportunity to go back to the landlord when you knew you were being sued for this money and saying, look.
I did go back to the landlord.
Show me the rent receipts.
They didn't have any of the rent receipts in our file.
Well, then that's not my problem, madam. That's what you have to do. How old are you?
I'm 42.
And you have how many children?
I have 3.
You have 3 children. So somebody who's 42 years old and has 3 children, when they make a business arrangement with somebody who is how old?
22.
22. You're supposed to act responsibly. And the responsible thing for you to do is keep records, keep a bank account. That's what you're supposed to do. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $23.77. That's all.
Yeah, this is case number 292 on the calendar in the matter of Terry versus Terry. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Terry, the defendant is your former wife.
Yes.
You have 5 children.
Yes.
When were you divorced?
Finally, in July of 2005.
And I assume you were divorced because you decided that you couldn't make a go of living together, right?
Yes.
Fair statement?
Yes.
So after your divorce, you did the most ludicrous thing that I ever heard of. You moved into her house, rented a room, according to you, so that you could be close to your children. Is that right?
It's to help out with the children. There's 5 of them, and they're pretty overbearing sometimes.
Well, that's a great idea, but if you're going to live with her, you might as well be married to her. Living there under these circumstances is really ridiculous. In any event, to show you just how ridiculous, you claim that your former wife assaulted you.
Yes.
At a time when you were, in fact, living in the house, and you want her to pay for your medical bills, want her to compensate you for your injuries. Your former wife says you started the argument. She just finished it. And since that time, you've embarked on a campaign of harassment, and she is counterclaiming. Tell me when this incident happened, Mr. Terry.
Happened February 26th of this year.
And according to what I read in your complaint, you were in the house watching TV with some of the kids.
Yes.
What were you watching?
We were watching NHRA on ESPN.
You were watching?
NHRA, it's automobile racing.
And how many of the children were you watching auto racing with?
I believe all 5 of them were watching, and 2 of the oldest ones had left the room at this instant.
How old are the children?
They range from 7 to 16.
So the 16-year-old left.
Yes.
One below that is how old?
14.
That one left. So 3 little ones.
Out of the room, yes.
Little ones are there. Tell me what happened.
We were sitting there watching TV. She came out of her room, which is adjoining the living room, and started swearing and was upset about something, and went to the fireplace, sat down, and was smoking a cigarette. At the whole time, she was sort of cussing me out and saying how negative things were with me.
Why were you angry with him?
I had asked him to help do things around the house and to help with the kids instead of sitting there watching TV.
That's what you do to a husband, not to a tenant.
Well, he gets a big discount in rent because of his help.
But he was a tenant.
Correct.
If you wanted to boss him around, you should have stayed married to him. Okay, so you were angry because you would ask him to do some chores, help with the kids, and he was sitting around watching TV.
Yes.
Acting like a husband.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Rather than as an almost employee, because if you say that he gets a big discount in his rent, then you're giving up a certain amount of rent in order to get work out of him.
Correct.
So you weren't getting work out of him.
Right.
Recipe for disaster. So you were angry and annoyed and letting him know it.
Yes.
What happened next, Mr. Terry?
She kept raving on and
Were you
badgering me with her
were you
voices.
Mr. Terry, were you ignoring her?
I responded to some of the things,
How did you respond?
just with my mouth.
In front of your children?
Yes, nothing negative came out of my mouth.
If there was nothing negative that came out of your mouth and she's cursing at you, why don't you tell me what you said to her?
I don't remember. I was concentrating on the program.
Well, try to remember, Mr. Terry. I'm curious what
I
you were
just said,
talking about in front of your
I don't
3...
see what the problem is this evening. I'm with the 3 children. They're with me, or all 5 were with me, so it's not like I'm not watching them like she wanted to. And she just kept bickering.
So go ahead. Let me hear.
And she finished her cigarette, got up, charged me, swung at my face, hit me in the shoulder. I have a previous injury, and it's like a tender spot in my shoulder.
You were still sitting on the couch?
Yeah, I was sitting on the front part of the couch, like leaning forward with my hands crossed, just watching the show. And I didn't think she was going to charge me like that. And she came up around the table, took a swung at my face. I went back. She hit me in the shoulder. I fell back, and my feet went up, and I broke the table in front of me.
Go ahead.
And then I sat back up from falling back into the couch, and I looked at the glass on the floor, and she went off saying that I was breaking things and that I did that on purpose. And I said, no, I fell back when you hit my shoulder. And she was really steamed then. And I picked up a big piece of glass, probably 4 foot by 4 foot, over her head, threw it down. I put this hand up, it cut my finger, and it hit me in the arch of my foot, cutting it. And then I got up, and she was throwing things at me continuously, and I told her I was going to call the sheriffs, and she said, no, I will do that. I got up to go to the phone, and she was already there, so I just left and went out and sat on the stairs.
Were you treated that night?
No.
The next day?
Yes. I woke up it was painful in my foot, but I thought it might subside over the night, so I went down to my room. After the sheriffs came, they took a statement from both of us, gave her a ticket for battery, and she told the sheriffs that she didn't mean to throw it at my foot. She was trying to aim for the ground. And I was outside the whole time, and the sheriffs...
could you do me a favor and answer my question? Were you treated the next day?
I was treated the next day, yes.
Where?
At San Bernardino Medical Center.
Can I see the papers, please?
Do you want to see the police report?
Yes.
There's the police report, the hospital report, off-work notice.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Terry, I'd like you to tell me your version of the events of the 26th of February.
Okay. He was sitting on the couch, and I think just the one youngest child was there. I think the oldest two, who are actually 15 and 17, were gone because they're usually never at home. And he was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I went and stood in front of the TV and asked him if he would help me do some things around the house. This was in February, 8 months ago, so I don't remember what I needed him to do. However, when I stood in front of the TV, he told me to move my fat because he couldn't see the TV. And the TV is big, it's like a 52-inch TV. And so when he said that, I was furious. So I walked up to him, and as he's sitting in the corner of the couch, and I did put my hand on his shoulder and said to him, get out. We're done. We're not doing this anymore. Get out. And if you don't leave right now, I'm going to call the police. And that's when he kicked the table. And then when he did that, I was furious because my dad gave me that coffee table. It's very expensive. And I did not punch him. I did not hurt him in any way. I picked up the glass because it didn't really like shatter. It shattered but still stayed together. And I picked it up and I showed it to him and I said, look what you did to my table. And I threw it down on the wood right where it was. And again, it broke in like big pieces, you know, but not like shattering, like where there was like sharp edges because it's tempered or something like that. And he immediately got up and I walked over to the phone to call the police.
In February of 2006, was he paying rent to you?
Yes, he was.
And he had paid February's rent?
I believe so.
You can't throw him out.
Right.
And who are you to throw him out?
But he was damaging my property.
No. Listen to me, Miss Terry. You can't do what you did, madam. What you did was 100% wrong. What you did was confuse your circumstance. I mean, you two people elected to have this bizarre arrangement where he rented an apartment room, I don't know what it was, and there was an understanding that he would help out with the children, help out with this, help out with that, but he's not your slave. You can't stand in front of the television set and expect no reaction. That's what wives do, stand in front of the act and say, listen, I asked you to do this and I asked you to do that and you didn't do it. So he responded to you. You didn't like it. Sticks and stones will break my bones. Names will never hurt me. You can't put your hands on him. Period.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The call that she made to the police says if he ever sees her with her new boyfriend, that he's going to kill him, and also told her that he's going to steal her boat.
I don't know anything about that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Matthew Terry claims ex-wife Kelly Terry owes for injuries he received during an argument in her home. Kelly is countersuing for harassment and for making false charges to Child Protective Services.
How many days were you out of work, Mr. Terry?
The following day was a Monday. I went to the doctor's. I left work at half day, noon. I was there by 2.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a soils engineer, foundation engineer, inspector.
So how many days' work did you miss?
4 days plus a Saturday. I was taken off work for 3 days, and my employer told me if since I was off
don't tell me what
Tuesday,
your
Wednesday, and Thursday.
Listen to you
that
trying
they
to
had
talk
no work.
over me, Mr. Terry. That won't do.
I was taken off work from the doctor Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
That's all. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 days.
Yes.
And how much do you earn a day?
$300 a day.
Are you not living in the house now?
No.
How much child support do you pay for your 5 children?
$2,000 a month.
You up to date?
Yes.
Great. When did you move out, sir?
July.
You lived there from February till July?
The following week, I found a new place to live, and it wasn't ready until then.
That is not true.
Just a second. So what you're telling me, Mr. Terry, is You lived there March, April, May, and June, 4 months?
I had the recreational vehicle, and I was gone a lot of the time.
Did you pay rent for those 4 months?
Yes.
Okay. I'm confused, Mr. Terry. If this happened February of 2006 and you decided not to pursue the protective order, even though she was given a ticket, why didn't you move out of the house immediately?
Like I said.
Why did you permit him to stay in the house for 4 months instead of evicting him?
You know, it's...
No. Are those legitimate questions?
Yes, they are.
You could have evicted him. So month-to-month tenant, did he have a lease? No. So he's a month-to-month tenant. So now my question to you, Mr. Terry, is why did you file this case in September or October of 2006, some 8 months later?
Mainly my whole reason for living is to take care of the children, and I work 60 to 70 hours a week. And
why didn't
now
you
I
file
have
this
time.
case?
Now
Well, that's
I have
too
time.
bad. That's too bad, Mr. Terry. Quite frankly, I was very sympathetic with your position. I don't think that your former wife had the right to put her hands on you to cause this injury. And if you had decided to move out in March, 4 days later, you paid up for February and said, I'm not going to live under these circumstances anymore because it's too violent, I would have heard your case and I would have said, you're absolutely right, sir. She has to compensate you for the time that you were out of work. But this is an afterthought. And I don't know why the afterthought right now, Mr. Terry. You want to explain that to me? There has to be a reason for this afterthought.
I didn't want to create any more negativity in the home.
Well, you did by staying there for 4 months, sir.
I think it was more of a positive thing for the children and to take care of the children. That's my main thinking on
Just
this.
a second. For the last 4 months, is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
So why would you sue your former wife now?
I'm out of the house, and it would not
don't
create
think that
any negativity right now.
Oh, really? You think not?
Yes.
You think that the fact that you have children who are certainly of an age of understanding know that their father is suing their mother in court for thousands of dollars wouldn't create negativity?
She sued me in court for divorce.
That's different, sir.
It was more of a financial thing with her.
That's different, sir.
And I did not tell the children there was any litigation going on.
You may not. Don't you think that your litigation against their mother at this point creates stress? I mean, you're suing her for $5,000.
Yes.
And if you're suing her for $5,000, I'm sure that in your financial circumstance, the fact that you rented a room to you indicates that you're not exactly flush with dough. So $5,000 is a lot of money to her. I still don't understand the rationale for 8 months after the event.
I can explain that to you.
Well, I'd like to hear it.
The reason that he filed now is because that's part of my counterclaim for harassment. Because the reason he moved out is because I have a boyfriend. And in the year and a half, we have been divorced. I have never seen anybody else. We have, but not like inside the home or anything, or brought them around the children. And Matt just went berserk when I had somebody come over to the house and meet the kids and stay there. Not stay there, but just interact with the kids, because it's never happened before. And on August 2nd of this year, I have a police report where he came home and my new friend John was there, and Matt just flipped out, just started going crazy. He threatened to throw John off the deck. He threatened all of these things. And so I immediately called the police, and the police stood there while Matt moved out.
Mr. Terry, you have a problem with your wife having a new male friend?
No, not at all.
So you want to tell me your version of what happened on the 2nd?
Yeah, I came home from work and she'd called me maybe 20 times on my cell phone while I was at work in meetings, such things. And when I got home, I told her, you can't call me like 20 times a day. I was in meetings and she said, you better respond to me. And so I went downstairs and she chased me all over the house, just badgering me the whole time. I went to make a phone call to the sheriff's and she kept pulling the wire out of the house.
Was her boyfriend there?
No.
So the boyfriend wasn't there?
No.
This had nothing to do with the boyfriend?
No, he wasn't there.
So he wasn't there when the altercation took place? Well, it's interesting because she called the police, and the call that she made to the police says, called the RP and told her that if he ever sees her with her new boyfriend, that he's going to kill him, and also told her that he's going to steal her boat. RP would like an emergency restraining order against the subject. Why?
I don't know anything about that.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
There was no restraining order.
He lived in the house up until that day. And the police were there as he was packing his stuff and leaving, and he did make a comment to John. We were outside, you know, I just wanted him to just go. And he walked by the sliding glass door and said in front of the police, I hope you're clean because I'm calling Child Protective Services to John. I hope your record's clean. And after that, and that's where the counterclaim comes in. This is the second time in my life I've ever been to court. The only other time was divorce court. And the judge commended us on having the most friendly divorce that he had ever seen. And we've been friends this entire time. We've been great friends. We're just not good married.
You weren't good living in the same place either.
We were for a long time. A long time we were, until I decided to move on with my life. And that's the problem that he had, is that I guess because I married him, I'm never entitled to be happy. I don't love him like that, you know. He lives in an RV. He parks it in front of my driveway, in the street, in a cul-de-sac. He'll leave it there for 3 days. He'll start fights with the neighbors, and all of this has been since August of this year.
Why, Mr. Terry?
The last time I brought the RV up, she told me to bring it and bring the kids to the dental appointments, and also Kenny, my 8-year-old, has a heart condition. He has to go to echocardiogram. So I brought the vehicle up. She knew that's the only vehicle I drive. I parked it in her driveway.
Yeah.
Plugged into her electricity.
Right. But she said you left it there 3 days.
I was there for 3 days with it.
Did she ask you to move it?
On the third day, after I asked her what was happening with Kenny, Kenny told me that a friend of hers had choked him and thrown him down. And once I brought that up to her attention, it put her off, and she called the sheriffs.
That's not true. I have 2 teenage kids that go to high school, and so my house usually has about 9 or 10 high school kids in it.
Listen, you don't have to hear it.
Yeah.
She wants you to leave her alone. Where do you usually keep your RV?
I live in resorts.
Keep it there. Just keep it out of her driveway.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Terry, I'm not entertaining your counterclaim for harassment right now, or ever. I think that things have happened, and he's just got to get over the fact that you're moving on. Moving up, moving on, moving out. You're absolutely entitled to do that. Hopefully, and I want you to pray every night that he meets a nice young lady, because that's the way that he's going to move on. He's going to move on. He's going to take you off his plate and put somebody else on his plate. Go looking for somebody. Go to Match.com. Go someplace. Go someplace, Mr. Terry. You'll find somebody who absolutely adores you.
I'm not after her at all.
Good.
My whole thing since the divorce was to take care of the children. That's my main thing.
Listen to me.
I raised them.
Listen to me. My sense is that you both are trying to be reasonable parents.
Yes.
You're just frustrating your children in the process. And if you have occasional spats, that's unfortunate, but it's not unexpected. You're going to have occasional spats. If you didn't fight, then you would still be living together. But Mr. Terry, there is no way that I'm awarding you $5,000 and taking that out of the mouths of your children. That's just not going to happen. You are, however, entitled to reimbursement for the 3 days that you were out of work as a result of your former wife's actions. That's $900. Did you have any unreimbursed medical bills?
Yes.
What were the unreimbursed medical bills? Unreimbursed.
I have to pay back the insurance company, Pfizer
What insurance company?
Pfizer Health, Benesite, for anything that I recover that they paid for out in medical bills.
Listen to me. If what you're telling me is that your insurance covered the medical bills,
Yes.
that's what you're supposed to tell me.
Yes, they covered $300. I have a $200 deductible, and I have to reimburse them for any...
I understood what you just said to me, sir. And I think that you're a very smart man, a little passive-aggressive, but a smart man. So is what you're telling me that you had to pay $200 because that's your deductible. Let me see the check for $200.
I don't have a check.
Well, did you pay it?
I paid $110 of it.
Show
I owe
me.
$94. I
Show
don't
me.
have it.
Well, that's too bad. So your wife owes you $900. That's your wages for the 3 days you were out of work. Mr. Terry, put your hand down. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Clay versus Tyler. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Gantway, the defendant is your sister. Yes. According to your complaints, she has a car that belongs to you that she refuses to return. And at some point in a dispute over the use of that car, your sister assaulted you. Your sister says that the car is hers, you gave it to her, and that she never laid a hand on you. If anything, she was trying to protect you from yourself. So, Ms. Gantway, tell me how it came to be that your sister actually had possession of your car, because clearly the car is in her possession.
Yes. Last year, July 30th of last year, we decided to write up an agreement. I needed to borrow some money. I was having financial difficulties due to a personal situation, and we were going to write up the financial agreement that she was going to loan me the money and use the car. There were other circumstances behind it that she needed help.
Listen to me. Relax. You're going to have a turn to speak. Do you understand? So sometime last year, you were going to write up an agreement.
We did write up an agreement.
Can I see it, please? Now, when did you write up this agreement?
7/30/01.
And what happened? Signed this agreement that you would let her use your 1991 Toyota Tercel and keep it as collateral for $600 loan. You say the loan never came about?
No, the loan never came about.
So, what happened next?
Well, a couple of months went by. We had talked about it a little bit. The situation was good for her at that point because the car that she had been driving, she sold because it was unsafe. She did help me watch my kids, and it was a safe car for her to be able to drive around in. I did have another vehicle at the time.
Where had you gotten this car from?
My mother gave me this car.
When?
Back in 1995.
And you had another car?
At the time that my sister was using mine, yes.
What kind of car did you have?
1996 Camaro.
So what happened a year later?
Well, we had had a few discussions about the car. She was perfectly aware of the situation, that the car was to be used by her, not owned by her. She knew.
Don't tell me what she knew.
Okay, well, as far as my understanding, she knew.
Just don't tell me what she knew.
In February of the following year, I told her that my Camaro is going to have to go. I'm filing bankruptcy. Well, something happened to the Camaro prior to them repoing it on the bankruptcy anyway, but either way, it was going to go. I told her I have to have the vehicle back. We discussed being able to work out terms of sharing the vehicle so that neither one of us would be without a car.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Cantway. There came a time when you signed over the pink slip to the car to your sister.
Yeah.
When was that?
I think that was probably about a month later, maybe.
A month later when? A month later in?
From the time that we signed the agreement.
So at the end of August?
Yes.
Now, could you explain to me why you signed over the pink slip to your sister?
Because at the time, I did not have a driver's license, and in order to insure the vehicle, it was extremely expensive. The insurance
What do you mean
company,
you didn't have a driver's license? You told me that you had
Yeah, I had a car, but that doesn't mean I drove it.
You told me that you had another car that you were driving.
I didn't drive it. I had another car.
Why weren't you driving it?
I didn't have a license.
Why not?
I made a mistake. Something I had to pay for. Has nothing to do with the situation of why I don't have my Tercel now.
If it has anything to do with drinking, it has to do with the situation, because your sister says part of the problem was you're drinking, driving at the same time, and that the altercation that you had that resulted in you say you getting assaulted had to do with her trying to protect you and your children. So what I'm asking you is, you said you'd made a mistake that had anything to do with a DUI that you received.
Yes, ma'am, it did have to do with a DUI.
Okay. So at the time that you gave her the pink slip for the car, that allowed her to put the car in her name.
For insurance purposes.
No. No. That's prima facie evidence of a gift. If you turn over the pink slip, it says that you are now the owner of the car.
I thought I was getting a loan.
But you didn't get the loan.
I didn't get a loan. I gave her time to give me the money. She's supposedly getting a settlement. I needed the money to pay my attorney. She never got a settlement. I never got any money. So I was without my vehicle and without a loan.
So are you telling me, but for the fact that this transaction never took place, you would have sold her your car for $600?
No, collateral.
Well, let us say that she never gave you the money.
Which never happened.
You never took your collateral back because you had already
tried.
Right.
I tried.
Okay, now let's move on. Let's move on to this assault that you allege.
July 4th, my sister, I knew, was going to the Baptist church with my mother for the fireworks show, so I called and said that I was going to come and use the car in order to take my children to the fireworks. I received a phone call back that I am not allowed to use the car unless I ask nicely. So I drove over to the house to find out what was wrong, what was going on. We ended up getting into an argument about the agreement, about the car. She grabbed her keys, grabbed her purse, and went down the stairs to get into the vehicle. I sat in the passenger seat, and I turned it off. I said, you're going to...
No, just a minute. She ran downstairs, and you followed her.
I walked downstairs, followed her, yes.
Go ahead.
I turned off the ignition. As I did that, she reached over, grabbed my hand, scratched up my hand right here. I threw the keys out the window as kind of just a response to being grabbed. She started to claw at me. I threw up my hands, grabbed her wrists, and asked her to stop. What are you doing, is what I said.
Okay, Miss Tyler, I'll hear you.
When we did the agreement, I was the one that did that. I said, Serena, I want to give you something for the car. She said, look, I'll sign over the pink slip. I really don't want the money. But I went ahead and did that anyway.
No, that's not what happened, Miss Tyler. Just pay careful attention to me. That's not what happened. Not unless you can show me that the pink slip to the car was signed over on July 30th.
This was signed over on September the 14th.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right.
So it wasn't signed over on July 30th. Well, let's get your story together.
Okay. So anyway.
Now let's start from the beginning so that you can hopefully get your story together properly. Your best defense is the truth. I want you to understand that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She got really belligerent with me and said something about my son who was brutally murdered 5 years ago. And she started punching on me, and then she threw the keys out the window.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Serena Catway says she used her car as collateral for a loan from her sister, Suzanne Tyler. Serena says the loan never happened and Suzanne won't return the car. Serena also claims Suzanne assaulted her.
You signed this piece of paper.
Right.
You signed it.
Right.
This piece of paper says you're getting this car as collateral towards a loan for $600 in which I will repay her at $25 a month. That's what this says.
Oh, that is not the one. I don't have a copy of that.
Really? Oh, show this to
No,
her.
I
I'm
don't.
sorry.
I don't,
Show that to
Your
her,
Honor.
please. Do you have that?
This is not the one, Serena.
Oh, wait, do you have...
No, I don't have a copy of this.
No, do you have a copy of any agreement that you
No,
signed?
no.
Okay, but you never signed that?
No.
Good. Can I have it, please?
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
Okay.
There is no other agreement.
I don't know that at all. Go ahead.
So on September the 14th, my sister signed over the title of the car.
Tell me about the conversation that you had
I
with her.
did tell her I did want to give her some money for the car. This was before she signed this over. I said, I don't feel right about it. But she said, don't worry about it. Mom got the car for me, and it's like a family heirloom. I'm going to pass it down to you.
That's not true.
Okay. Can I see the pink slip?
I've
Can I see
never called the
title?
car a family heirloom.
Go ahead.
So then after this, I was always driving her kids around because she had 2 DUIs. So I was doing that for her. And then I think it was a few months after that, Serena had mentioned that she was behind on her Camaro payments. And so it was not too long after that that she totaled the Camaro. And
I didn't total the Camaro.
Yes, you did, Serena.
Ms. Tyler, just talk to me.
She
Don't
totaled the
interrupt me.
Camaro. She didn't have any insurance. The car was going to be repossessed. So she hid the car in the garage for 3 weeks. And she went down and she got an insurance company to insure the car. When her boyfriend got back from Spain, they went and they told the insurance company that he was the one that was driving it, so she
Your
wouldn't
Honor.
get in trouble because she didn't have a license. So
I was
she
filing
made
bankruptcy. I'm sorry, but I was going to lose the car. I did not wreck it.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, okay. Then after this, it was like a few weeks after that, her and her girlfriend came up to the house.
You're talking about the incident in July?
No,
July
ma'am.
4th?
She's talking.
This was in the spring of 2002 when she wrecked the Camaro.
Okay, she wrecked the Camaro.
Right,
Go
and
ahead.
it was like 2 weeks after that. I was sitting on the front porch, and her and her friend came over, and a friend of hers was outside talking to me, and Serena went in the house, and she said, you need to give the car back to Serena. And I said, what are you talking about?
And what did you do to her?
And I said,
Miss
what are you...
Cantway,
I'm sorry,
I don't
ma'am.
want to hear you.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I said, I says, what are you talking about? And she says, you need to give that car back to Serena. And I says, this is an agreement between me and Serena. It's really none of your business. And I asked her to leave. And then she got really belligerent with me and said something about my son who was brutally murdered 5 years ago. So I called the cops and asked her to please leave.
Who said that to you, the friend?
Yeah, her
Okay,
friend of
a
hers.
friend. Keep going.
So then I asked, Serena was there, and I came out. I said, Serena, what is... I called the cops because I said, you got to get this woman off my property.
Okay.
So then I told Serena, I says, what is the deal with the car?
Don't interrupt her.
I'm not interrupting.
She didn't
I was raising
interrupt.
my hand.
No. She didn't interrupt you while you were testifying.
Yes.
When she did once, I told her to be quiet, and she waited. That's what I'm telling you. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes.
I don't have to say it again. It irritates me to be irritated.
I'm sorry to irritate you.
Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Serena Catway says she used her car as collateral for a loan from her sister, Suzanne Tyler. Serena says the loan never happened and Suzanne won't return the car. Serena also claims Suzanne assaulted her.
Keep going.
So then I confronted Serena because she was there, and I said, what is the deal with the car? What is this about this contract that you're talking about? And she says, well, I was using that against Scott in case he wanted to get his hands on the car. And I'm going, what are you talking about? And I want the car back after you get your settlement. And I'm thinking, and I told Serena, I says, well, Serena, I don't know why you...
settlement, Ms. Tyler, is she talking about?
Yeah, because I have a workman's comp settlement. I broke my neck, and I'm still recovering from that.
Would you tell me, please, what happened on the 4th of July of 2002?
Yes, Serena wanted to borrow the car, and she had borrowed the car 5 days in a row because I know she was out of vehicle, and I was trying to do the nice thing for her.
And you had your driver's license back at
Oh,
that
yes,
time?
she did get it back. Yeah. So, but during that week, she had, I know this for a fact because she left the house and she drove the car twice drunk. And she let somebody else drive the car. So and during that evening on the 3rd, I was sitting on the porch with family members. They were concerned. They said, you're going to have to not let Serena drive the car. So I said, well, I know this is going to be a problem. So the next day when she asked me to use the car, I said, honey, I got errands to run. I said, I'll try to arrange a ride for you, and we'll try to see what we can work out. Well, then she came over shortly after our conversation on the phone, extremely upset with me, yelling and screaming. I said, Serena, quit yelling at me. And then she brought up the contract, the $600. She kept it up, and I said, I've got to get away from here. So I grabbed my keys, and I began to go down the stairs. She followed me. She got in the car. She grabbed the keys. We were like this, and she started punching on me, and then she threw the keys out the window. And then when I waited, I had a second set of keys. When she went back upstairs, I got in the car, rolled up the windows, and I took off, and I went to my cousin's house. And I left town. I left town the following week because I got tired of the abuse, and I moved to Napa.
Ms. Cantway, I'm certainly hearing two diverse stories.
I see that, yeah.
My job is made very easy by the fact that neither of you dispute the fact that you signed over the pink slip to this car, not conditionally, not as a lien holder, but for all purposes to your sister. If you had signed it over to her and been a lien holder for $600, because that was the condition of giving it to her, that she would pay you $600 or give you $600, there would have been a lien on the car for $600.
Yeah.
But you did not. You signed it over so that she is now the owner of that car.
Yep.
So your lawsuit with regard to the return of the car is dismissed. With regard to the assault, since I find that this was her car and you had absolutely no right to get into her car, to pull the keys out of the ignition, to stop the car.
Your Honor.
I'm speaking. She says it's because you had either let someone else drive the car or
nobody else
family
drove the
I'm
car.
speaking, or people told her that you were driving the car while you were intoxicated. And if it's her car in her name, she is liable for anything that happens to the car. In any event, you had no right to get into the car, pull the ignition keys out, toss them out, and if she scratched your hand at the time that you were struggling over the car keys, she has a right to do that.
Yes.
Because it's her car.
I had driven the car drunk, Your Honor.
No, it doesn't make any difference.
I took the dog to the vet to be put down, and I picked his daughter up from school.
Let's say you weren't driving the car drunk. You still have absolutely no right to get into her car and touch her property, and she has the right to use whatever force is necessary to get your hands off the ignition keys. And if she scratched your hand while she was doing it, she scratched your hand. That's it. I mean, it's certainly very sad
She neglected to mention to you what she did to the other girl who was supposedly so belligerent at her house. The other girl mentioned, why don't you give the vehicle back to Serena? It is her car. You know what she did to that girl? She grabbed her by the bottom of her neck and scratched her all the way up to her ears.
Now, if this person that you brought to the house said something to her about her child who was murdered in the course
they
of the,
said
in the
nothing
course,
about that.
You were
they would
inside.
not
You
do
were
that.
inside. You were not outside.
I
when
was
that
outside.
No, I don't, Ms. Cantway.
The porch
I
is
don't
right
believe
there.
a whole lot of what you're telling me. What I do believe is that you gave your sister your car because you had another car. You had no use to have for this second car. You had a newer car.
I wish
the
I was
newer,
that
I'm
rich.
speaking. The newer car got repossessed. You said, I want my car back. She said, I'm not giving you your car back. She said, but I'll share it with you. I'll share it with you. You use it when you need it, and I'll use it when I need it. And then you had an argument.
No.
And you want a court to resolve it as a family dispute. I don't intend to do that. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Oh, no excuse. You may step out.
He's got a lot of animosity to me, and it really hurts my feelings, and I wish it didn't have to come to this.
I just found out the blood's not thicker than water.
She was demanding and wanted it back, and it wasn't just going to work out that way for her this time.
According to her, I'm the spoiled one that gets her way all the time. Well, obviously not, huh?
Maybe somewhere down the road we can settle it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Panzeri versus Maria, step forward, please.
25-year-old dental hygienist Gina Panzieri is suing her former friend, 23-year-old student Heather Merrier, for her share of a vacation in Daytona Beach.
Ms. Panzieri, you and the defendant have been good friends, decided to take a vacation together. According to your complaint, one of you purchased the tickets, the airline tickets, and the other one reimbursed for half. And then the agreement was that the defendant would pay you for half the hotel. You booked that on your credit card. You went away, she didn't pay, you want her half.
Correct.
Now, you had an agreement to pay half the hotel.
Yes.
You went away with her.
Yes.
You didn't pay half the hotel.
No.
You have a defense.
Yes.
Okay. How much is half the hotel?
Her half of the hotel is $1,075.44.
Okay. And can I see the documentation for that, please? Okay. I want to let you know that I'm looking at the bill. The bill indicates that the only thing on here was the room, the tax, room charge, so there were no other additional charges on this bill. You understand that?
Yes.
It's clear you did not pay her your half.
Yes.
Tell me very quickly what your defense is.
Well, we arrived in Daytona, and the first 3 days were fine, and every day after that was awful. She was an absolute nightmare. She acted like my mother. We went down there to have
So you
a
didn't
good
have a
time.
good time together?
No, not at all.
And so what did you do?
I didn't stay in the hotel half the time.
You stayed where?
I stayed with friends that I met down there.
Fine. Well, you stayed in their hotel?
Yep.
Did you pay them?
Nope.
Good. So you have to pay her. Understand?
Yep.
Sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Lee, according to your complaint, you and the defendant had a long-distance relationship. You lived several hours away from each other, and you were in this relationship for a couple of years.
2 years. That's correct.
That's a couple.
Yes.
And you indicate in your complaint that while you were together, you would bring some of your property over there because you spent so much time there.
Exactly.
The relationship terminated, and you want your property back.
Correct.
The defendant says that you did bring some things to his house, and the things that you brought to his house were gifts. In addition to being gifts, he talks about money being taken off for vandalism and other nonsense. So we'll get to it in a minute. When did you start this relationship?
Mid-August of 1999.
And where were you living?
Portland, Oregon.
And where was the defendant living?
Tukwila, Washington.
How far is that?
180 miles.
And how often would you visit him?
Every single weekend.
So far, is that correct?
That's correct.
And when did you start to bring property to the house?
I wanted him to learn how to go to karaoke bars with me, and he wasn't comfortable with that. So I said, well, why don't I buy a karaoke machine and some CDGs? It's a very expensive system and microphones. And he already had a stereo system. And since we spent so much time there, that's the first time I bought that. And
so you brought it to the house?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's one of the items that you want back, your karaoke system.
Correct.
What else did you bring there?
DVD player.
Why would you bring a DVD player?
Don't.
Sorry, Your Honor.
A DVD player. Well, tell me
Correct.
about that. Tell me how that
Well,
came about.
Adam wanted to have a system downstairs. He bought a 65-inch TV downstairs with a DVD player. But then I said, well, I like to be upstairs because it's cold downstairs. And he says, well, we don't have a DVD player upstairs. So I said, all right, I'll go buy one.
Okay.
Just
so,
like that.
So you went and you bought one.
At Costco. I have the receipt.
And you brought it to the house.
I did, because I'm always there. Sorry. Sorry. I'm nervous.
Don't be silly.
I'm
Be
sorry.
nervous, but don't be silly.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Good. Okay, so you brought the DVD player over there so that you could use it upstairs because you were cold downstairs.
Yes, correct.
What else?
I have a list. Do you want me to show it to you?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, it's organized by level of importance.
No.
I'm sorry.
Listen to
I'm
me.
sorry.
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what things are yours.
They're all
Give me back
mine.
a list.
Everything on this list is mine.
Go, read it.
Okay, the CDG collection.
Slowly.
$1,500, a CDG player, $300, a DVD player, $245, a set of microphone cables and stand, $150, office furniture at Costco, $399.
She's been paid for these
Oh,
things.
shh.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Now let's get to the office furniture.
Yes?
What kind of office furniture?
It's a set because he had an office room. I didn't really like his office set, so I said, let's just go get a new one because I really liked him. I thought we were going to spend...
Strike that. Listen to me.
Okay.
Strike that off your list. If you say, you have a set, I really don't like it, I'm going to get a new set.
No, he wanted a new set.
Or he wanted a new set, and you said, I'll go get it. Go ahead. What's next?
Domestic stuff from Costco. We furnished his kitchen, and I furnished his bedroom set. Comforters, pillows, yada, yada, yada. And I know you don't really... And then bathroom stuff, and then I also got him a tent for his car.
A what?
A tent for his car, which he traded in.
I'm curious, how did the tent come about?
He said that he can't drive a car without a tent.
Shh, please.
So he wanted one, so I got it for him.
Good, that's nice. That's a gift. Next.
And all the other furniture that I bought was like a dry erase board, I had 5 wall frames that I bought at an auction.
Well, what'd you bring him there for?
Because I moved out of my condo and I didn't have room for it, and he said he'll hold it for me.
Oh, really? Those things I want to hear about. What was that he said he would hold for you?
Well, because I didn't have room in my...
Tell me what it was that he said he would hold.
It's like a dry erase board. Well,
a what?
The dry erase board is like a large one that you can like write on. It's mahogany. It's really pretty.
I don't understand what that is.
Did you say dry erase board?
It's a dry erase board with mahogany sides. You pull it out, and you can it's a dry erase.
On it.
You write on it.
You read that, sir?
Yes, I do. But I gave her money for that, Your Honor.
He decided how much he wanted to pay me.
She paid $25 for it.
Just a second. He gave you money for it?
He says he did, but he did not give me money for it. He just says, I gave you money, and he decides what it's for. That's the way he does things. Okay.
Let's deal with 2 items.
All right, we'll just deal with the...
Let's deal with 2 items. Okay. If you're smart, you don't bring things to somebody else's house until you got a piece of paper that says the state of, where do you come from? Washington recognizes that this person and this person are husband and wife. They live together. Anything they have is joint. You want to be a fool and bring over all those things to the house? Fine. You want to be a fool and pay for the tinting on his car?
Yes, ma'am.
You do that. But you don't come to court then and say, listen, you have to make me whole because the relationship didn't work out. Otherwise, I would be working 24 hours a day. And I don't like to work so hard.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Hannah Lee says ex-boyfriend Ezra Blanche owes for a karaoke machine, a DVD player, and other household items. Ezra says Hannah forgave the debt when she lost a bet.
Okay, let's deal with the karaoke machine and the DVD player. Let me hear, sir, your rendition of the karaoke machine.
Well, basically, the idea was to go half on the CDGs and things like that. But I didn't want it, I figured if we're going to break up, I don't want to have to deal with having to give it back to her, so I gave her money for these things.
You did? How much money did you give her?
Yes, I gave her $1,200 as payment on a lot of the things.
Let's talk about specifically the karaoke machine.
Okay, and the DVD player. The DVD player was actually a gift. As a matter of fact, that was a Christmas gift. But she's all about money. Basically, okay.
I'm not interested in your editorial comments. Just stick to the facts.
Okay. The fact is that she believes that she can throw money at something.
Listen to me. That's editorial. Do you understand what editorial means?
It's relevant.
I want the facts. When you say to me the DVD player was a Christmas present, that is your determination of a fact.
Okay, there's also
then I will ask you questions about it. Right now we're on the karaoke machine. You say that you gave her $1,200 towards the karaoke machine and the other stuff that goes with it.
Correct.
Did he give you any money towards it?
He did give me money. However, that money was for the negative equity on his car because he drove a Camaro when I first met him, and he couldn't afford it anymore. And so I bailed him out. I had a...
That's incorrect, Ron.
Go ahead.
It was $7,000 negative equity, and he had to get rid of the car because his child support was going up.
So how much did you give him?
I gave him my Tercel. That's $4,500.
You gave him your car?
I traded in my car, and I bought a Mazda Miata.
So how did he get any money?
My car was the money, and I said, well, I lost my car in this trade, and he said, I would pay you $100 a month to help with your payments and stuff like that. So I took the $1,200 as part of the money for my car.
Did she help you out with your negative balance on your car?
Basically, she traded her car in on a deal, and I also paid money also.
I don't care about what you paid also. I'm talking about what money came out of her pocket. Are you following me? Did she, in the course of your relationship, help you out by trading in her car, which cost her some money?
It was also for her benefit, Your Honor.
Was it for your benefit?
Both, yes, Your Honor.
How much benefit did you receive from it?
$1,000.
Did you pay her back for that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you paid her back the $1,000 in addition to the $1,200 that you gave her for the karaoke machine?
Based on a bet, Your Honor, yes.
Excuse me?
Based on a bet, Your Honor, yes, and also based on
What do you
vandalism.
mean based on a bet? Explain that to me.
She made a bet, Your Honor, that she would have a six-pack of abs in 30 days.
No, I don't understand. Didn't say a word that you said, sir.
She made a bet, or she made a wager that she could do something within 30 days. When she did not do it in the 30 days, she lost that particular bet.
She lost that bet, and who did she make the bet with?
With me.
So it's not that you paid her the $1,200.
No, I did pay her $1,200, Your Honor.
So what you didn't pay her for was the $1,000 for the car.
Correct, but we never agreed to pay on that.
So what debt was forgiven as a result of this wager that you had?
I have a list, Your Honor.
Of things that were forgiven as a result of the wager?
A list of things that she purchased and I've paid for either with the wager or with services or with vandalism.
Tell me about the vandalism.
Well, basically, she has a very, very nasty temper, and she has a problem with my past.
What did she do?
She put a hole in my wall. She kicked dents in my door. She put holes in my door.
Now, did she do this, and after she did this, you terminated the relationship?
Terminated the relationship several times, Your Honor.
All right, but you didn't terminate the relationship after each of these incidents, finally.
Actually, I did, and then she would always try to throw money back at me.
Whatever,
Yeah.
sir. You didn't. She punched a hole in the wall, you had a fight, she left, then she came back. Is that right?
Yes.
And you took her back, right? And she continued to come on weekends.
Correct.
That is what we call forgiving. You forgave those things. You don't come now and say, I sort of charged it off to debts and wagers. Listen, sir, you have a DVD player in your house and a karaoke machine, is that right?
Correct.
Does the karaoke machine work?
Yes.
And all the accoutrements work?
Yes.
And what about the DVD player? Does it work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Pack it all up, because she's getting it back. Not all this other nonsense. But this she's getting back, because if you have a relationship that doesn't work out, clearly the karaoke machine you say you paid for, I don't believe you paid for it.
What about the damages, Your Honor?
I don't have a counterclaim for damages, sir. You never filed a claim against her for damages, did you?
No, I didn't have a chance to, Your Honor.
Well, chance, that's what we're here for. I don't have a claim. The karaoke machine you said you paid for, and then the negative equity in the car you didn't pay for, but then there was a wager, and she said, if I can spin around 4 times with a banana on my nose, then I will pay for it. Whatever the bet was. She lost the bet, so you said, that's baloney. Okay. Relationship is terminated. You have to do the right thing. The right thing is she invested a lot of money in electrical equipment for your house.
The DVD player was a gift, Your Honor.
Does it sound familiar to you that she said, let's put one upstairs because it's too cold downstairs?
Not exactly, Your Honor, no.
Well, what exactly? You said not exactly. Was that a no or a yes?
Well, she told me that I could forget about paying for that because she had done something in the relationship and she wanted to stay.
She said, you can forget about paying for it because
Right.
I did something wrong.
Correct.
A minute ago, you told me it was a Christmas present.
Well, on top of that, Your Honor.
Well, a minute ago, you told me it was a Christmas present.
Yes, Your Honor.
You see, when you lie, sir, what happens is you usually
Your
trip
Honor.
over your tongue eventually, you know? Eventually. You're giving back the DVD player and the karaoke machine. They're going back within 5 days. Pack them up. She will pay for shipping, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Court will prepare an order. Good luck to you both. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It just didn't work out, but I still care about him a lot.
She's got a very nasty temper.
He's a good person.
She likes to get physical and violent.
I wish him the very best.
She needs to grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bacamino versus Gala, step forward, please.
Tammy Bacamino and her boyfriend John Adams are suing motel manager Eric Gala for charging a bedspread to her credit card. Eric says while staying at his Love Motel, the couple stole it.
According to your complaint, you were a guest at a motel that was run by or owned by the defendant. You left. You evidently signed a credit card for your stay. When you got your credit card bill in the mail, you noticed that there was an additional charge. You called up to find out what the additional charge was, and what were you told?
They said I stole a bedspread, a round bedspread.
Okay, and how much did they charge you for the round bedspread?
It was $80. It's not the money. It was just the principle that I would not steal something.
Absolutely. So what did you do when you saw the charge?
Well, first of all, this is my boyfriend of 3 years. It was our anniversary. And just for the fun of it, as a novelty, we went to this hotel that had a round bed and a jacuzzi. And he was surprised. I mean, I did it as a surprise for him. He didn't know. And it's, you know, it's for 3 hours and it's $75. And you go in and just use the jacuzzi. And then after we left, I didn't find out till a month later that they also charged me $80.
For the bedspread.
Right.
So what did you do when you found out about this $80 charge?
Yep, I called them and I asked them what's this extra $80 charge because it did not say on my charge card statement. And it was the woman in charge at the time, or I guess the lady who runs the desk. And she said, oh, it must have been a mistake, and that, you know, she was going to look into it for me and then they would credit my card back. She told me to call back in 2 days, which I did, and she didn't have an answer for me. And then I called back again, and then she said, well, the manager, his name was Eric Gale, said that I had stolen the round bedspread.
Okay. What date did you go to the motel?
It
What
was
the date?
May 30th. May 30th of last year.
And what hours did you rent this room?
It was from 8 o'clock to 11.
Is this a busy place?
I don't think so. It's a fun place.
This is not
No, but is it a busy place?
a five-star motel or anything like
No,
that.
I don't mean that. I didn't ask if it was a five-star motel.
You know,
I asked you if it
it's
was
just a
busy. When you
novelty
got
thing.
there, there might have been other cars.
Well, there might have been. I didn't really notice.
You didn't notice. Okay, Mr. Gala,
Yes, Your Honor.
let me hear you, sir.
Well, the clerk that she had mentioned that she called when she was disputing her charge explained to me that she was told to check with who she had stayed with. Maybe they misadvertently took the bedspread.
How big is this bedspread?
It's a king-size quilted bedspread.
You don't accidentally take a king-size quilted bedspread.
Well,
And it's
what-
round.
What we found in the past, Your Honor, when something like this happens and we go through this procedure, when we ask them to check, usually within 1 or 2 days it reappears and we reverse the charges, is usually what happens. When the clerk asked her to check with the person she stayed with, she was emphatic that she was with her husband and her husband did not take it.
So?
I did not say that.
And the maid, when she checked the room, had explained that the door was locked.
Oh, you can't tell me what the maid explained. The maid's not here. Where's the maid?
Well, she's been with us for 5 years. She would not have taken the bedspread.
I don't know who took the bedspread.
Who in their right mind would take a soiled bedspread from
Just a second.
anywhere?
So far, it doesn't sound like you're having a
think it's
problem here. Okay. They came to the motel. They stayed for 3 hours. Were you present that day?
I don't recall, Your Honor.
So you have no first-hand information about this case?
Well, the only thing that I can explain to you is that we're a family-owned and operated business for 50 years. Last 26 years, I've been managing it. The maid's been there for 5 years. We have a security gate all the way around the premises. We have traffic control gates.
You have
to get
the
in and out.
register of the guests that evening?
I don't have that with me, but I do have the credit card statement that she signed
No, that's
for the
not
room.
what I'm asking for. I'm asking you for the register of how many people slept in that room or stayed in that room on May 30th.
Just them, Your Honor.
You don't know that of your own personal knowledge, sir?
Yes, I have checked into that.
No, no, no. I want to see the register from the hotel for that date.
I was explaining to you they were the only ones to use it.
You don't know that, sir, because you said I don't know whether I was even there that day.
No, I checked into it. I looked at the
I
paperwork.
can't rely on your checking into it, sir. That's why we're in court.
The maid does make a morning check, and
She's not here,
Okay.
sir. You're giving me hearsay.
Okay.
And you
Your
can't
Honor.
testify because, you know what hearsay is about? Hearsay is about my being able to cross-examine a witness, which is exactly what we're doing now. I'm examining you. I'm not just asking you questions that come out of here. I'm asking you questions to get facts. You can't give me the facts of your own knowledge. You can only give me facts based upon something that you've heard from somebody else, which is useless to me in court. So, you have to reverse their charge for the $80. They say they didn't do it. You have
Judge Judy, born Judith Sheindlin, is one of the most famous TV judges in the world. Known for her sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude, she became a household name with her courtroom show that ran for 25 years. Millions tuned in daily to watch her deliver quick, tough, and often witty judgments. After her legendary show, she launched Judy Justice, continuing her legacy as a fearless and iconic voice in television law.